Dark tourism, the global trend that exhibits places associated with death and tragedy. In this chapter, the truth behind Kamloops residential schools. The city of Kamloops, located in the heart of British Columbia, has been the scene of one of the most painful chapters in Canadian history. The remains of 215 Indigenous children were discovered at the Indian Residential School in May of 2021. The news around the world were devastating. Children were buried in the school ground, victims of the genocide that intended to eliminate their roots. But why? In order to comprehend this story, we have to look back to the year 1880, when the Government of Canada and the Christian Church established a residential school system throughout the country. Its purpose was to isolate Indigenous children from the influence of their own traditions. Children were separated from their families and forced to attend these schools. Many of these children died and were sexually, physically, and psychologically abused. The announcements of the unmarked graves found in Kamloops Residential School brought the painful legacy of the system back into the spotlight. The leaders of Indigenous communities demand that the government and the church reveal the truth, and they emphasize that without the truth, there cannot be reconciliation. On their part, the government and the church apologize for the atrocities committed. Even though nothing can bring back the victims' lives or heal the intergenerational trauma that survivors and their families have suffered, the government and the church are still seeking a path to reconciliation. Part of this path must be to acknowledge, to educate future generations, and to take real actions. The Kamloops community, alongside Indigenous peoples across Canada, has responded with resilience and compassion. The National Day for Truth and Reconciliation and the Orange Shirt Day take place on September 30 to honor the victims, to work towards a future of reconciliation, and to promote the concept that every child matters. As we conclude our exploration of dark tourism in Kamloops and learned about the tragic story of the residential school system, we can reflect that as visitors of sites associated with death, we are invited to confront the darker aspects of human history. Our collective awareness can contribute to understand the past and to make a positive change to our present.